Welcome back to Brogo Permaculture Gardens. In the first clip we started at the top of the hill and I talked a little bit about the water management up there in terms of getting that stormwater off the gutters of Hawkshead Road and into an ephemeral pond that basically leaks and slowly moves water subsurface. So subsurface irrigation, recharge irrigation. And so here as we go down this hill you won't see any sprinklers or anything like that. There's no water bodies here in terms of large dams. There's no creeks to pump out of. The whole property basically has to survive on the rainfall that we get. So we'll go from the nut orchard that I showed you last time and we'll go and have a look at the subtropical and the citrus area. Okay, so intersecting the nut orchard and the semi-tropical citrus orchard is a shelter belt that I've been kind of knocking back a little bit just to be able to plant more fruit trees. But what I just walked down through there, as you saw, is what's called a swale. So basically it's a ditch on the contour and it's picking up stormwater coming off our driveway down to the house, and a little feeder channel is moving it to a leveled contour ditch that will hold water, slow it down, and again seep it through. So that's the second part of the water management system here. You've got the large ephemeral pond at the top, and then it's intersected all the way down this hill with a series of swales. So even though we're down on the far south coast of New South Wales in a cold, temperate region, I'm able to grow, because of my elevation, over 200 feet, I'm able to grow quite a large amount of semi-tropical species and a really good range of citrus. So when we talk about a food forest, that idea of replicating natural forests, I can do that here using subtropical species. So you'll get that stacking pattern of canopy species, large shrubs, small shrubs, herbaceous, ground covers, creepers, that did those different layers in the forest. I can replicate them here in Brogo because I'm mitigating frost up here. That shelter belt that I'm taking down there did a lot of protection. As frost moves down the hill, like treacle, it hits these barriers and moves around and rejoins and continues to go down slope, and it'll settle in hollows. But here it's fairly well drained, and so I'm able to grow some really good subtropical species up here. Okay, so let's have a look at some of these species. The top canopy one that eventually will be right over the top of everything is this one. It's called commonly the ice cream bean tree, Inca. It's from the Americas, the southern parts of the Americas, and it's a legume tree. It allows a lot of dappled light to be able to come through, so you can plant species underneath it. They still have fruit, and yeah, it's named vanilla bean because these pods, which is floured, and these are the pods and the fruit that forms from it, the pulp of that just tastes like vanilla ice cream. One of the tall fruiting trees underneath the canopy is the avocado, and I've grown about 30 avocados around the property in different areas, and they're all grown from seed, so it's a bit of hit and miss. They'll take longer to fruit and they may never fruit. So, but these have started to flower and fruit, so it's going to be one of our kind of long-term mainstay foods. Another tall tree under the canopy is the macadamia. So this has been fruiting now for a few years and extremely prolific. Okay, the next layer down in the food forest is your kind of small shrubby fruits, and this one's one of my favourites. It's the custard apple. So again, in a cold, temperate climate, I'm able to get custard apples to fruit. And you can see this one just starting to show its new fruit. Another one of the understory plants, the small shrubs, is one of our favourites. It's the tamarillo, or sometimes called the tree tomato. So it produces these, they're green now, but they go orangey red, egg-shaped kind of fruit, high in vitamin C and very prolific. Now just to mention also here that none of these trees are under any sort of netting. So there is a little bit of fair share in terms of bird species, but most of this fruit we do get. Another really good shrubby subtropical that grows well here is in Southeast Asia it's called jambu. We know it commonly as the rose apple. It comes from the same family as the lily pilly. So it has bell-shaped fruit and has the crispness of an apple and smells like a rose. Okay, at the bottom of the stacking system you've got your herbaceous perennials. So species like salvia, sages, red hot poker, lavenders, comfrey, species like that are planted around the tree to assist it produce well. So they attract bees, they attract birds, and remember, whenever a bird lands looking for that nectar, it poops, and that poop is full of phosphorus. Okay, another really good small shrub in the understory are the guavas. And I've got the Malaysian guava, or the white guava, the strawberry guava, the yellow cherry, and elsewhere I've got the Chilean guava. Okay, let's go into the citrus area now, and again down the driveway you've got water coming off the gutter here into a feeder channel and then into a contoured swale. This plant's really good for soil stabilisation, and we've seen it used very successfully all around the world just to do that job, and it's known as vetiver grass. Okay, so we started at the top with the nut orchard, we came down further from the hill, and we've got the semi-tropical, and the last little area down this slope, and it's an eastern aspect by the way, it's an eastern slope that we've gone down, is the citrus orchard. So one of our most prolific food crops is citrus, and we've got them all here. We've got the mandarin, this one here is a grapefruit, we've got pomelo, we've got different varieties of lemon, different varieties of oranges, and the lemonade. So again, there's no need to net these citrus unless there's a severe drought, and then the birds will come in, but by that time a lot of the fruit has frizzled up anyway.